Howdy, howdy, everybody. What's up? Let's check, make sure we're live. Good, we got the little preview window. Let's check. Okay, looking good. Can pause that there. Got the notification. Very nice. I got my tea ready. Yes, even though I'm called Javamonk, you'd think that means coffee, but no, it means the programming language. I drink tea like a proper proper person would. Okay, so today the plan, I'm gonna stream till I drop. Either I stream till I can't no more, or until we get Texas Hold'em Poker ready to be tested, like actually game tested, or I run into an issue that I am unable to solve. Here we go. Let's turn on some Approaching Nirvana. Got a nice long album right here. And let's just jump right into it. Here we go. Card Game Hub. We're doing it. This is happening. No matter what it takes, the game shall be done tonight. I think we can pull it off. And this, yeah, we can do it. Come on. Come on, Mintraft. It's not that hard. Let's load up this beast of a world. 183 megabytes. That's a pretty decent world size. And it's nothing like the card game, not card game hub. Excuse me. YouTube Survival Series world. That's like 2 gigabytes. Alright, so last time we got basically these panels done here. I'm still not 100% sure on how to actually split the pot, but we'll figure something out. I added a thing here where the blinds will be raised to this number here, indicated by the lights. Small blind is always half of the big blind, and then you can right-click the signs to just manually set the big blind. Unfortunately, I have to right-click twice to set it. And then here, the 50,000 plus, it'll add on 50,000 each time the blind gets raised. So, yeah. We got that going on. Default is 10. Alright, so here's our to-do board. I did these two here, set the possible big blinds, and the dealer is the small blind when there's 2 players remaining. So we still have, yeah, the procrastination board. I hope y'all proud of me. I did not procrastinate. So, yeah. Oh, I added antes, so you can go over here and set the current ante. So you can do like ante is now 50. So I've also made it so if you set it to something ridiculous like a negative number, it'll just reset down to 0. Same thing if you change the timer. So if you do like a negative 1,000, it'll just keep it at 0. So there we go. And we got this. We got this. So yeah, these pistons are mainly like the redstone blocks. They don't have to be functional. They're just kind of there as a indicator. I might put command blocks on those redstone blocks whenever. Okay. So what needs to happen now is basically we got to make the bets functional. We got to make the antes functional, and as the small blind equals half the big blind stuff. So this is really the game mechanics, tying it all together now. So that's our task for today. Don't need any of this crap. Let's grab a command block. That's assuming we need that even. So I did read up. So here's the redstone for the yeah. Any proper command block person would absolutely murder me over this. Over OMG, I have redstone in a command block contraption. Well, redstone's my specialty, so you know what? Deal with it. You know, quit gatekeeping. Yeah, this is fine. So yeah. And yes, I did actually read up on the patch notes of the most recent snapshots. Basically, I can replace these armor stands with something just with like an item display and a block display and a bunch of other stuff, which is kind of cool. Also, the armor stand that I'm using to carry the tags around, like the little arrows for like this is the current player, this is the dealing player, like all that stuff. I can replace all that with just item display, which is pretty fantastic. Because right now, even when the armor stands are invisible, you can still interact with them. And the only way to make a non-interactable armor stand is to, well, also make the thing it's holding invisible, which is no bueno. Okay, so let's see. So what to do first? Let's get the turn. Let's get the turn order things functional. So let's see. What needs to happen in order to do that? So that's gonna allow people to use tokens. That's gonna mark who the current player is, and it's gonna raise the blinds. And then this is just initializing the blinds. Okay, cool. And then that's marking who didn't fold yet. That one's rejecting the bets. Okay. Ooh, you know what I should do? We should redirect some redstone over here, and that way anytime the raise blind counter is made, we should like reinitialize this thing. So we should put a -956 -5, put a sandstone block there. And then immediately replace it with a redstone block again. Actually, we should put an amethyst block there. Okay. Execute if block -956 -5 is a redstone block. Then put an amethyst block there. And then up here, if that's an amethyst block, we put a redstone block there instead. That'll make it intelligent, so that way during the that way, even if the game is currently powered off, like I can do, not that, this switch. Like, it's not gonna turn on the game randomly, but it will still update everything. Actually, that's not good. That's not a good system. Because that means if somebody wants to adjust the timer, they're gonna have to just manually go in and change it. Okay, what function is used to actually set the blinds? Now I guess while we're at it, let's open up this view here. That way y'all can see my screen. Okay, that's manually setting the blinds. Which one is actually doing the... I mean, the telelock command is doing something, right? Okay, that's setting the ante. It's enabling the scoreboard. Okay. So that's like a temporary scoreboard kind of thing. We'll need to adjust that. Okay. So I think we can do these three things right here. So let's draw out what is involved when we do betting in Texas Hold'em Poker. I'm gonna put OBS over here. There we go. So we have a little table here, happy little table, and we're gonna have a person. We're gonna have some people like this. These lollipop people. These are the Lollipop Guild. So we got four. Let's have 6 people. Because obviously poker's more fun with more people. Having 20 people is a little absurd, but it's decent. And having 10 players with poker is not unusual. It probably completely messes up the math, but I mean, I don't understand that math. I understand a different kind of math. As in, not the kind that involves counting and probabilities and stuff like that. Okay, so let's say this person's the dealer, which makes this person the small blind and the next person up the big blind. So that means first thing that's going to happen is, let's actually write this in a notepad. So step 1, the small blind and big blind pitch in their amounts. Required, no choice. Well, actually, really, step 0 is everybody puts in their ante. Everybody pitches in their ante. Goes all in if they can't. If they can't afford it. So then, small blind and big blind pitch in their amounts. Required, no choice. And go all in if they can't afford it. Okay. So then, turn order goes as so from there, does the actual betting start after the big blind, or does it start with the big blind? Wikipedia. What do you have to say about Texas Hold'em Poker? Most popular, yes. Very fun. Okay. Betting structures. Okay. So the dealer button is used to represent the dealer. Rotates clockwise after each hand. Fine. Okay. The small blind is posted by the player to the left of the dealer and is usually equal to half the big blind. Left of the small blind is equal to the minimum bet. So, the blind and ante structure periodically increases, yada yada, whatever. Yep, antes are in addition to blinds. Okay. So after one round of betting is done, the next betting round will start by the person who is the small blind. Okay. Okay. So it always starts acts first before the flop. Close. Begin with the player to the left of the big blind and continuing clockwise. Okay. So, right. So, next person after big blind starts the betting. Rotate around. And then continues until every player is folded, put in all of their chips, or match the amount put in by all the other active players. Oh, that looks like a useful page. Blinds are considered live in the pre-flop betting round, meaning that they're counted with the amount that the blind player must contribute. If all players call around the player in the big blind position, that player may either check or raise. Okay. Okay. Well, we don't need to burn cards, because the players won't be able to see the cards in the first place. The dealer is nothing more than just a market position. Okay. Largely centers on betting. Okay. So, the person to the left of the dealer acts first, and the action proceeds in a clockwise fashion. If any player is folded earlier, action proceeds to the next player. In games with blinds, well, obviously this is a game with blinds. Okay. So let's see. So we get this going on. The next person after the big blind start. So this is for round 1. This is for before the middle cards revealed. Everybody pitches in their ante, goes all in if they can't afford it. Small blind and big blind pitch in their amounts. No choice, they go all in if. So they'll put in their amounts. Next person after the big blind starts the actual betting, and we rotate around. And basically rotate around until okay, so what happens if somebody raises? like what happens if we have this kind of arrangement? This person calls, and then this person raises. So in that case, this person is really checking that, if they say check. So then dealer says check, check, check. So this person obviously has to check. But then what happens to the original raiser? Does the original raiser have the ability to raise again? This looks like an infinite loop. Okay. Okay, so if everybody checks / calls, big blind can check or raise. Okay. So does it just get back to whoever raised? Okay. Let's see here. Placing the chips they wish to wager into the pot. All other players still in the pot must either call the full amount or raise if they wish to remain in. The only exception is being when the player does not have sufficient stake remaining to call the full amount, in which case they may either call with their remaining stake or go all in or fold. When the player is already all in. Okay. So when they raise, increase the size of an existing bet in the same betting round. A player making the second, not counting the open, subsequent raise of the betting round is set to re-raise. Making a raise after previously checking in the previous betting round is set to check raise. The sum of the opening bet and all raises is the amount that all players in the hand must call in order to remain eligible to win the pot. Okay. Okay. So how does this actually work? Okay, that's all terminology, that doesn't matter. Okay, well, you're not going to be able to act out of turn, so that's great. Okay. Etiquette doesn't matter, because players won't be able to see each other's cards anyway, so none of that matters. That's all terminology, that doesn't matter. Okay, so if we have a bet, then a raise, then another call, then a call. That's that. Okay, so how does it work? Okay, action proceeds in clockwise fashion. When the player is forward earlier, action proceeds to the next player. Okay. When it is a player's turn to act the first verbal declaration, action may pick does not bind them to the choice of action. Okay, whatever. If player in turn may check, not place a bet, open, make the first bet. After the first bet, somebody may fold, drop out of the hand, call to match the highest bet made so far, or raise, increase the previous high bet. So, if you have a situation like this, like say this person calls because they have to if they want to stay. This person raises. So this person calls that, and then okay, so I guess it just rotates around until you get back to basically rotate around until everybody has pitched in the same amount. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so this person would have to decide whether or not to call. And then this remaining person here is not going to be given is not going to be allowed to raise again unless somebody previously down the line, like say this person decides to raise as well. Then we do a call. Let's say this person call, and then that's the highest bet. And then if this person decides to raise, now that's the bet that needs to be attempted. So everybody else calls at that point. And so I mean, in this whole nonsense. Okay, so we should have a marker player so we need to tag the player who made the last raise. Or who last made a raise. In that way, if the betting ever gets back to that person, like if the current bet goes back to that person, we stop and we proceed onwards. Yeah. Yeah, that seems fair. Okay. So basically, anytime anybody makes any kind of action, that's the cue to continue. So how do we have that set up with the tokens here? We have something like this. Okay. So we have how much the player currently has, we have the pot, we have the current bet, and then we're also going to have a T contribution. Yep, that's what's currently to be added to the pot. And that's a T temp one. So this is a global variable. That's a global variable. That's a personal. This is a global. Okay. Okay, so we need to have T contribution here. Okay. Wait, what? Yeah, because if you fold partway through, then yeah, if somebody then folds, any money that they already pitched in is gone. So that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. T10 current bet. Yeah, that works. Okay. Yep, they just lose it right away. Okay. And then when they raise the bet, okay. So reject. Here they would actually raise the bet at this point. Okay. And when they raise the bet, okay, so we don't actually need to introduce any new variables, I don't think. Because once they actually raise the bet here, oh, how do you... Okay, we're really gonna need to think this through. So, there's like a running total. There's like the current bet, and then there's like the running total of how much each person has contributed. Okay, so we should actually just introduce that as a scoreboard. Okay. Okay, that should just be a thing that we introduce as an actual thing. Oops. Yep. Yeah, that needs to just be a thing. Okay. So when we activate the game, current contribution by each player. This is a personal scoreboard. Add T contribution and dummy. Okay. Okay, so this is betting mechanics related. Basically, what the current bet is to be added to the pot. So basically, once the betting round is over, this is the amount that will be subtracted from everybody and thrown into the pot. Yep. Okay, so in that case, what we shouldn't be adding to the pot, we should be adding to contribution. And we should be setting it equal to the current bet. Okay, so current bet is going to be the thing that keeps track of what that highest bet is. And then we're going to set this particular person's contribution to that. Wait. What am I doing? I'm about to be an idiot here. Am I? Okay. So, in this table situation, what we currently have in the middle is a pot. Now, what needs to happen is, so the next person, and then we rotate around until everybody's contribution matches T current bet. So when you raise the bet, you are bumping up the amount that you are increasing that current bet. When you go all in, you set the current. You basically set the current bet to whatever, how much you have at the moment. Okay. Until everybody's T contribution matches T current bet. Okay. So that means as people call and raise and whatever else, so we need to tag the person who made the last bet, who raised last. So this is going to be, so tag the person who raised last, and by default that's big blind. So basically if nobody raises, then it defaults to whoever the big blind is. Okay, we're gonna need to redo all our tokens to, like the actual token functionality, to make that happen. So the next person after big blind starts the actual betting. We rotate around until everybody's T contribution, like scoreboard, matches the T current bet. And here is where raising will increase the T current bet, and and going all in assuming they had more money than T current bet is like raising. Okay. And then so that's before the middle is actually revealed. So then reveal 3 middle. And that's going to be the same kind of betting process where step 1 is a big bet who starts big blind who starts the next one. Nah, small blind. Okay. Left of the blinds, and then yep. Okay. So the second and third betting rounds start with basically a small blind, right? They start. Yeah. Left of the big blind. And then blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and then basically big blind decides what happens from there. Okay. So in the subsequent betting rounds, person to the left of the dealer acts first. So that's basically going to be small blind. Why don't they just call it that? Okay. Small blind starts the betting. Or whoever's after the dealer. Whoever's after the dealer starts the betting. And then, once again, we do the same kind of process. And then the default person. So tag the person who raised last. And if everybody checks and check/calls, big blind can check or raise. So big blind has the last decision. Okay, so it looks like here big blind always has the final decision unless somebody raises. Okay. Really? Nobody? Is it just a... Am I actually live? Be really embarrassing if not. Huh? Guess everybody hates me. That's unfortunate. Okay. Let's see. So I got the small blind, starting the betting, with all the subsequent betting rounds. And then calling basically skips over you. Okay. I think I can do this. Okay. So. Yeah. I should have put that somewhere else. Okay. So we got particular. Oops. No, save it there. Okay. How to do this? Okay. Oh good, I am still alive. Good. Close. Okay. So let's see. We have that as our main betting setup. So let's see. Once somebody responds with the token, we basically set a. That's when we do the rotation. So there's going to be the rotate bet function here. So here's where we do okay, so by default, basically the person. So I'm going to tag that person as basically to stop betting. So that's the tag of. So we're going to introduce a new tag. I'm going to say execute if entity at a predicate equals Texas Poker in Dimension. Tag is current player and tag is also stop betting. Then what do we do? What do we do in that case? Well, we gotta do something, because that's basically the marker of when the betting has stopped. Okay, we'll figure out what to do there. So we can keep track of the T contribution. Okay. So when the turn order gets back to the person who needs to stop betting at that point, it's either, which would be either the last person who raised or the person after the big blind. Then we do crap, what do we do? At that point we stop the betting. Okay. Okay, we need a betting cycle. This is where we do the bet cycle. Okay. So we're gonna run the function Texas Poker bet cycle. So then unless entity add s tag equals stop betting. And we don't give them the tokens. Okay, so this is gonna be stop betting once everybody has contributed the current bet. Okay. So when we start the bet, okay, we should do this. So in bet cycle, we're going to do a scoreboard. We're actually gonna introduce this as a global scoreboard. Current betting status. This is a global scoreboard. Scoreboard objectives. Add bet cycle. Dummy. Okay. Players set. Players add ttemp bet cycle 1. So what's that gonna mean? So 1 means before 3 middle revealed. And then once we're at 2, reveal the middle, reveal the first 3 cards, and then here reveal the 4th card. Once we're at 4, reveal the 5th card, and then at 5, this is going to be when we decide winning and losing. This is going to be the key to everything. Okay. So, execute if entity, if score ttemp matches 1. Then we're gonna run okay, so antes. How do we do those? Basically, we got to make sure that score ttemp current bet is less than the money, and set that to the current bet. Goes up to that amount. However, otherwise, do that? What? Okay. Okay, the contribution's still gonna equal the money in this case. In fact, I thought it's just gonna equal the money. doing? Okay. We set the contribution to the current amount of money available. Who cares if we're splitting the pot or not? So that tags you as all in. Okay, you contributed all the money that you have. Okay, so what matters is that everybody, except for the people who went all in, have contributed the same as, yeah, that's basically what we gotta do. So, if we are in the initial stage, before the three middle cards are revealed, then this is where we do, okay. 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 T-temp, that cycle. Matches one. Okay. So we're in stage 1, before the 3 middle cards are revealed. So what we do... So we bring in the antes. Let's see. So we're going to do execute as at A, predicate equals Texas Poker in dimension, tag equals player, scores equals T money equaling no. So we're going to do that if score at S T money is greater than or equal to T temp ante. Yep, that's what this one's called, right? Yep, ante. So if you have more money, strictly more money than the ante, then what we do is we run, basically everybody pitches in their ante, and that money is never seen again and is never used anywhere else. So run scoreboard operations, or player operation. And this is going to be T-temp, T-pot, plus equals at S, well, T-temp, ante. At which point we then do at S, T money, minus equals. Okay, so if you have more than money, if you currently have more money than the ante, then the pot will just be bumped up by that ante amount times however many players are involved, and then your money will just poof, vanish. This is stage 1, before 3 middle cut revealed. Well, you know what we should have? Z betting cycle. We should have that as a separate folder. That way we can do all the stage 1 calculations stuff. Okay. So, well, let's actually mark this function. Stage 1, before 3 middle. So all this stuff that we're currently doing should be done here. And that way I can comment on what all this is. Throw in antes if player has that much money. Then we run function Texas Poker Z betting cycle slash stage 1 before 3 middle. Okay, so when it matches 2, we're in stage 2. Reveal first 3. Okay, so we're gonna introduce those as new files in here. So when we're in stage 2, reveal first 3.mc function. Okay. And then we're in stage 3, reveal card 4. Okay, so that's stage 3. Stage 3, reveal card 4.mc function. And then this will be reveal card number 5.
I know you're a monster.
There we go. That's stage 4, where we reveal card number 5. And then we decide winning and losing. Winning and losing. Okay. So we're going to go one stage at a time. Stage 5, winning and losing. .mc function. MC function. I'm not muted, am I? The function. Nope, I'm not muted. Okay, very well. Just weird that there's nobody on stream. Oh well. I have a lot of windows up. Holy smokes. Okay. So, if player doesn't have ante amount, then they're automatically all in. Okay. At which point it should be treated as this person just went all in. So, we're going to do that. We're going to do exactly that. So, as at A, if T money is less than or equal to ante, then we run the function. Well, we should do this before. Nah, if it's strictly great. Nah, we should do this before we actually throw in the antes. At which point that puts them automatically all in. Texas Poker Z tokens slash all in. Yep. And what the all in function does is basically if the current bet was smaller than the amount that they have. Oh, but okay, we shouldn't actually execute this. What we should do instead is basically manually do all that. So add all in, and then we're gonna basically do a. So what we're gonna do is the T pot is just gonna be plus the money. Whatever money you currently have gets thrown into the pot, and your money gets set to 0. Set at S ante money to 0. Okay. So if the player doesn't have an ante amount, doesn't have enough for the ante, then they're automatically going to be all in. Yep. Automatically all in. Let's make with the ante. Teapot plus equals the money, and then that. So now if they do have enough money, then yeah, they just throw in the ante and that money is never seen again. Okay, cool.
I just want to go back.
So that's antes. That's basically that functional. In fact, you know what? I'm going to check that off. I'm just going to assume that's going to work. Bam. Okay, that was easy. Holy smokes, that's a lot of tabs. Okay, let's just clear all that. Okay. Okay, so what are we working on? We're working on betting cycle. We're on stage 1. The antes have been put in. Okay. Now, we're doing a small blind and big blind. The small blind and big blind pitch in their amounts. That is required. There's not a choice with that. So, we're going to do... This is the section for the small blind. So we're going to do scoreboard objectives, add small blind, dummy, and at the end we're going to do objectives, remove small blind. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do objectives, add to dummy, scoreboard players set ttemp to the value 2, at which point we're then going to do scoreboard operations, scoreboard players operation, operation ttemp small blind equal to ttemp big blind. That is what that's what that one is called, right? It's ttemp big blind. Yes. Okay, that's a global variable. And then we take that and we divide by 2. Okay. So that's big blind divided by 2. And that is that done. Okay. We can now remove the temporary objective 2. There we go. It's really annoying how you have to do that in order to do like basic arithmetic. Like, take this scoreboard, divide by 2. You basically have to do all this. Which isn't ugh. But I mean, it works. I guess. It does the job. Of course. Yeah, but there's probably some people who actually know how how commands and stuff like that work, and they're probably cringing watching this. But too bad. It's my game. I do what I want. Okay, so then we're gonna do basically the same setup here, where if they don't have enough for the small blind, then they're automatically all in. We just replace ante with small blind. And in either case, the pot, so yeah, we can just throw in that money straight into the pot. Yeah, we might as well, when somebody goes all in, we might as well just deal with the pot right then and there. Yeah. Okay. So if the score less than small blind. Okay, we're also gonna keep track of what this person actually contributed. Contribution. That's for that's gonna be useful for splitting the pot later. Actually, isn't contribution gonna be constantly reset every time we do betting? Oh dear. Okay, we should probably introduce. We should introduce a new scoreboard for that, for splitting the pot. Okay, so we're gonna do scoreboard object. What if somebody wants to do that halfway? Yeah, too bad. Okay. T split pot. So this is when somebody wants to split the pot. That's what this is gonna do. Okay, there we go. Cool. Cool. Okay. So we throw in the antes if they have that much money. And here, small blind. Then they're all in. And then we keep track of how much that they actually contributed using this split pot scoreboard. And either way, we set their money to 0. But they're tagged as all in, so they're not going to be removed from the game. Unless they fold. So then contribute the small blind. If the player has that much money. Okay. Yep. Okay, so when we actually, when we're in stage 1, this is the point at which we actually do the rotate the dealer thing. Actually, we're gonna rotate the dealer at the end of the round. Anyway, that's later. Okay. So we gotta just replace player with small blind. And here we're just executing as whoever is tagged as small blind. And here T temp, small blind. We're not gonna do T pot, we're gonna do T contribution. Plus equals small blind. And then we do, yeah, we're gonna subtract away them. We're gonna subtract away the money once the betting round is over, I think. Yeah, so every time we go through the bet cycle, what we're gonna do is actually okay. Okay, so should we do that before we do the bet cycle or after? we should do it before. That way we can also do the winning and losing here. So contributions get added to the pot. Okay. So here we're gonna do essentially execute as at a predicate equals Texas Poker in Dimension tag equals player. Then we run scoreboard players operation ttemp tpot plus equals at s tcontribution. And then we reverse that, and for everybody's T money is going to drop by that contribution. Okay. Okay, so if they didn't have enough for the small blind, then they're just going to immediately go all in, but it's not going to count as a contribution. Or should it? Should it still be counted as a contribution for that betting amount if they were forced to go all in? Nah, that's gonna mess up everything else. Okay. Okay, you know what we should do though? So this should be applying to tag everybody who's not all in. And then for the players who are all in, we're actually gonna do plus equals their money. Clever, right? And then here, when we subtract away their money, what we're instead gonna do is set it to 0. Yep. There we go. Okay. Okay. So the only exception to that would be the antes, because the antes don't count as a contribution. So that one, the money will just immediately get thrown in, and nothing you can do about it. Small blind, however, we don't have to worry about this now. We just tag the person as all in. We include it for purposes of splitting the pot, but otherwise we do nothing. Okay, otherwise they contribute the small blind. If they have enough money. So you're just automatically going to be all in if you don't have the money. And it'll be captured when you're splitting the pot, but otherwise it doesn't matter. Okay. And then at this point the small blind is all done, so we don't care what that small blind number is. What does matter is now the big blind. So we're basically going to do the same thing, but for the big blind. Okay. But now we don't have to do this math beforehand. So once again, if they don't have enough for the big blind, then they are automatically all in. So if it's less than or equal to big blind, then we tag us all in. And we just throw it all in. Otherwise, nothing happens. But if they can contribute the big blind, then they do. Then we do big blind. And that'll be plus equals big blind. And we don't need that anymore. Okay. So we got antes, we got the small blind, we got the big blind. All pitched in. Okay, so that also means we can mark this off as done. Okay, that is almost phase 1. However, that's not quite phase 1 because now we gotta actually do the bet rotation thing. So now, bets begin their rotations. So what we're gonna do is we're going to so I think what we can do is we can tag predicate equals Texas Poker in Dimension, tag equals big blind. We add on the add on current player, because that's how we keep track of this, on who is currently betting. At which point we then do. Ooh, what else we should do is remove the tag for in Dimension. We should remove the stop betting. Okay. The bets begin their rotations, so we tag the big blind as the current player. We then run the function Texas Poker rotate bet. So it's the next person after the big blind who starts off the bet. Starts with person after big blind. At which point, once that happens, so that's not going to run. But that should all work as expected. At which point, we then immediately, whoever's that current player, we add on stop betting. Okay. Cool. Okay. There we go. This is now primed. It's like a giant mousetrap that I just primed up like this. So yeah, this whole thing is like a So we're gonna rotate the dealer at the end of each round. And so we do and also at the end of the round we remove whoever ran out of money. Just automatically force them to leave the game. So yeah, this is all primed up and ready to go. We tag the let's actually remove the tag current player as well, just because that's gonna make things go wonky. So tag big blind as the current player, rotate the bet, and then whoever's left over at the end, we tag them to stop betting. Now otherwise, yep, okay, that's the setup. Then we rotate around until everybody's T contribution matches the T current bet. Okay. That is stage 1. I'm going to mark that as a sign. Stage 1 before first 3 cards. We got stage 2 is reveal 3 cards. And we should actually do this. Yeah. Reveal the 3 cards. And then stage 3 is going to be reveal 4th card. Stage 4, reveal 5th card. And stage 5, win, lose. Okay. And we can right away check off the before 3 cards. Okay. And here we split pot. Split the pot when the option is enabled. Okay. That's our current to-do board. Okay, so what we should also do is make it so whoever raises on the bet actually changes how things are done. So let's see what we can do here. So your raise bet was rejected. So if we do raise the bet, okay. So the current bet is going to be bumped up by that raise bet amount. At which point, right, so then we're going to do tag at A, predicate equals Texas Poker in Dimension, remove stop betting, and then since you raised, we're now going to stop betting at U. Actually raise the bet. There we go. And then operation at S, T contribution. Contribution is now going to be plus equals T temp, T current bet. Okay. Yeah, might as well do this. So we raise the current bet up that amount. We raise up the T contribution that amount, and then we remove whoever was previously tagged to stop betting, and now the point that's stopping betting is U. Okay. Now when we go all in, it's going to be a similar procedure. There's going to be T split pot. Okay, so if this is if the current bet is smaller than the amount of money that you currently have, then that's going to actually bump this up. Because technically speaking, you raised the bet. So what we do now is this. We basically remove that, add stop betting. But that's only if you went all in because you that's only going to be if you raised the current bet by going all in. Otherwise, it's not going to count. Okay. So we remove stop betting and we add on that tag of stop betting. So this one will technically count as raising the bet. Okay. Cool. Alright. Yeah, so we're never gonna have to actually check, did you contribute enough to the pot? Because then the players who did, they're either gonna call or they're gonna fold or something like that. Okay, so we're not gonna do that. So reject the call if you overbet, because you should have gone all in. So operation at S, T contribution, T temp, T current bet. Ooh, because of this new system, we don't actually have to yell at the person for calling instead of going all in. We'll yell at them if they're trying to raise instead. Yeah, shall we? We shall decide that after a bathroom break. Alright. Any important Discord? My Discord's been going off a lot. Nope, never mind. Okay. Alright. So we don't really actually have to yell at the person for calling when they shouldn't have. Now that's gonna mess up the contributions. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's yell at the person. Okay, because those are different systems. Okay, cool. Good now. Yep, so at this point, so once we do all of that, we then do at a predicate Texas poker in dimension T contribution. We set it all to 0 again, and we set the current bet to 0. Okay. Okay. Cool. So, when we are in stage 1, we should set the default current bet to the big blind. So we should just do that here. Scoreboard players operation ttemp t current bet equal to ttemp big blind. There we go. Okay. Cool. Nice. Okay. So you just get tagged as all in. Fine. And then the bets begin their rotations, starting with the person after the big blind. And then once so that actually begins the rotation, because at this point the tokens are given out and then the tokens are cycled through, all that jazz. Anytime somebody raises, that's gonna reset the point where the looping stops. At which point, yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay, so at this point, we then reveal the first 3 cards. So, that's stage 1 complete. Okay, stage 2, reveal 3 cards. Okay. Reveal cards in the stages. Okay. So we can at least do the betting part right now, because we don't even have the cards. Holy smokes. This is an early game. I so much will about laser tag. Texas Hold'em Poker barely has cards. It's not even about the cards. It's all about the stupid bets. Okay. So we reveal the first 3 cards. Reveal the first 3 cards. And now, after we do all of that, we no longer have blinds or antes or anything like that. So it's just a small blind, or whoever's after the dealer, starts the betting, then rotate around until everyone's T contribution matches the current bet. Okay, so you can basically just copy this last bit of code here. So really we can just have it start with the person after dealer. Okay, so tag equals dealer, add current player, rotate, and then bam. That was easy. Yep. Okay. Yep, that's easy. Okay, so that's stage 2 done. That's stage 3 done. That's stage 4 done. Yep. Wow, this is easy. We do a doop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay, that was easy. That was super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Okay, so now we get into the super difficult, a huge inconvenience. Right. So this is the point at which we then have to judge the hands. And yeah. Okay, so only the people who folded are eligible to actually do anything. Only the people who didn't fold are eligible for any kind of winnings. Okay, I should have that. I should have it implemented where so basically if too many people folded, like basically if there's only one player left, then yeah, basically the person's just gonna automatically win. So let's see. So let's do this. Okay. Contributions are gonna get added to the pot. Okay. And then if the total, the number of unfolded players is 1, then that remaining player auto wins. So how are we going to detect that? We're going to introduce a new scoreboard. Objectives, add unfolded, dummy. We're going to do execute. Okay, how do we do the population thing? We're basically trying to detect the population. So we're gonna do the same kind of thing that we did when we did the calculate number of players. So we're gonna do store result ttemp unfolded. Run tag as a player, tag as not fold. And I guess all in, you're still in the game, so yeah. Right, so then if we do execute if score ttemp unfolded matches up to 1, then we run. So at that point we just set the bet cycle to 5. Yeah, we're just gonna straight up set it to 5. And that way, we immediately jump into winning and losing, and skip all the other stages. And that should also happen if everybody folds. So once somebody folds, it just rotates onto the next person. So if you get a fold, one person remaining, that person is the one who's supposed to stop the bet anyway. So once that happens, we then switch this on. We increment the bet cycle. It goes, oh, I guess everybody's ready to move on to the next cycle of the betting. So then we do that and that and that, add on the contributions, at which point, yeah, we gotta make sure we add in the contributions right there. And then, oh, it turns out there's only one person left, so let's just jump straight to the winning and losing. Okay, that works. That should do the trick. Now for the actual winning and losing. Right, so this is the point at which we need to judge hands. Judge the remaining poker hands. Okay, if we rotate the bet, how are we stabilizing that? Okay. How are we stabilizing this? Not fold, not all in. Okay, good. So if you're all in, you basically, if you're all in, you're not, you're just all in and you don't have the ability to fold or whatever. Okay. Cool. Rightio. So, this is where we get the two different outcomes depending on whether or not we split the pot. And then we reset everything. This is the point at which everything gets reset. So this should actually be instead of begin round, it should be begin game and end game. Because that's like the whole game. Which could last for several hours. Yeah, this is the last. This is not one of those games that you can just switch on one round and go. It's a full thing. Okay. Okay, so we should actually do this. We should make splitting the pot an actual thing here. Split pot. Okay, so what we should do at this point is do scoreboard players set at A Texas Poker in Dimension. We should do T split pot. Basically reset everything. So we're gonna do T temp, T pot to 0. T split pot to 0. And we're already resetting all the current bet and all that stuff, so that should be fine. So here we remove the cards and deal back out. Okay. Yeah, so the split pot should be its own thing. Objectives, add T split pot, dummy. Okay. Split pot, yep. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. So here's where we start getting the different outcomes now. So it'll actually be T split pot times T number of players. Okay, let's not say this. Okay, so we judge the remaining poker hands. And by default, anybody who's folded is going to have a 0. So let's see. Right. So we got a bet cycle. Okay. And basically whoever gets the... now we gotta sort highest to lowest. And we basically got to rank 1 through 20. Dang it. It's going to be such a... It's going to be a headache. Okay, I'm gonna get Eclipse here. The real Java programming. None of this fake stuff. Because I'm the Javamonk, right? That's how this works, right? Okay. I'm gonna load up the workspace. And we're gonna do this. Okay. So we gotta sort highest to lowest out of a list of 20. Holy crap. How are we supposed to do that? Okay. So we basically distribute the remainder according to hand rank of people who haven't folded. So if we have 20 players and none of them fold, then this is gonna be insane. Okay. See if we can look through how to do this. Ah, yes, my project. Last project I was having. That was for... I was trying to generate a quiz problem for my pre-calc class. I'm teaching a class, by the way. Fun fact. Okay. Come on, man. Alright, snap to it. We got some shenanigans to do. Radio. So file equals new file. There's going to be function slash rank hands. .mc function. Okay, I'm gonna just copy this right here. Cool. And it'll be output.println. So we're gonna have poker hands from each player. So let's see. How can we do this in a smart way? I mean, we could just do 400 different checks. Okay, if we did something the dumb way, like we checked manually 20, so any of the 20 players could beat any of the other 20 players. Well, really, 19 players. So that's 380 different checks that we could do. And that's for first place. That checks first place. And then, after that, we have 19 players checking the other 18. Plus 18 times 17, plus 17 times 16, plus 16 times 15, plus 15 times 14, plus 14 times 13. I have no clue what kind of formula that would be, but I imagine it's kind of atrocious. Let's just see what comes out. Plus 10 times 9, plus 9 times 8, plus 8 times 7, plus 7 times 6, plus 6 times 5, plus 5 times 4, plus 4 times 3, plus 3 times 2, plus 2 times 1. So that's a little over 2,500 different inequalities to check. I mean, shouldn't be too bad. That really shouldn't be too bad. Because that's basically just going to be done in, I guess, what's 20 times 21? It'll be done in 210 lines of code. That shouldn't be. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Let's see if we can write this sort of thing. So, place. So then the place is going to rank from 1 to 20. Okay. Okay. We can remove that. I think that's fine. Okay, so this is stage 5 where we gotta do this. Okay, so this is gonna be in Z betting cycle. It'll be function Texas poker Z betting cycle slash is gonna be rank hands. Okay, so how are we gonna tag? How are we gonna tag those players? Okay, well let's just think through. Let's just do it. So we gotta do. So what just happened? Okay. So we gotta do int compare 1, going from 1 to 20. And then we're comparing compare 2, also going 1 to 20. Compare 2 plus plus. Okay, so if we assume that, so basically we're looking for, does compare 1 just dominate over, actually, there's a possibility of tying. I need to be able to sort a list. Like sort in ascending order or descending order, something like that. This is exactly the problem that came up when we were trying to do Chinese poker, figuring out what kind of flush it was. We had to rank the cards in ascending order. I'm pretty sure the way we did that was basically the same kind of method as this right here. Ah, right. Wait, did we? Okay, so when you have just a normal flush. Oh, right, because it was checking just for the existence of a card. We wrote out the sequence in base 14. Wait, how did that work? What? How did it do that? Could have sworn that's what it was doing. When I get the writing out in base 14 part, but where did the actual, like, checking for the number go? Like, didn't we have to rank the highest to lowest? Seriously, how did that work? Okay, let's go dig into some code. So in the code game hub, we've got these data packs here. Let's take a look-see. Chinese Poker 2.0. Chinese Poker functions. Should be in there. Okay, where did we actually do the high code 1, 2, 3, whatever? Was it in calculate combo? Yeah, it was. Okay. So then we check, do you have any aces? Then we tag it. Oh, we bump up the frequency. Right. Ah, it was this highest cards function here. Yeah, okay. And we tag things to avoid once we got them. That was a beast of a function. That was just for comparing 5 things, or ranking 5 things. Oh, jeez. I'm comparing 20 things to 20 other things. Okay. I think I need to Google some actual sorting algorithms, because this is not gonna work. This is no bueno. We could actually sort a list. I can't believe it. This is like a classic CS 101 coding project. Manually sort a list. And make an algorithm to do that. Here I have a list of 20 numbers. Then we gotta sort them, highest to lowest. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So first things first, we're gonna output print line. We're gonna do a scoreboard objectives add place plus a dummy. Okay, so this will actually give us something to go like first place, second place, third place, whatever. Okay. So everybody is going to have everybody's going to have a place. Going to have a placement. All right. Okay, so let's try this naive approach first. See if it actually is as terrible as it seems on the surface. So, first things first, we compare, we find position number 1. So, we find the first place person. Okay. So this one's gonna, and if compare 1 equals compare 2, then we just skip that. So otherwise, what we're gonna do, we're not stopping the stream here. Okay, output.print. So here we're gonna do execute if. Okay, so when we do the winning and losing, judge remaining poker hands, store as scoreboard hand rank. Okay. Cool. Okay, so it'll basically be output.print. So we do if score at a predicate equals Texas Poker in Dimension, tag equals player, that particular player. So this is, we're gonna do compare one versus, and assume that they didn't fold. Well, we're kind of, yeah, we're just gonna, we're gonna skip the cases where the person folded. If score at A tag equals not fold is greater than or equal. Oh, but how do you do ties? Oh dear. Because what if the person tied? Then they need to split the pot, like, evenly. Oh dear. But also, that should never happen, right? I guess if two people have exactly the same kind of flush. There never should be ties, right? Could two people get a royal flush? Yeah, I'm sure it's possible. Okay, so we do need to incorporate ties. So how do you even keep track of that anymore? Seriously, how do you do this? You basically need to sort with the idea in mind that you could have things that tie, but which you can still sort in ascending order. So if you're tagged not fold, greater than, okay, this is hand rank. Okay, suppose we did this. Okay, and once we compare all that, that's the point at which we do okay, before we do this judging here, we should actually do this. execute as at a predicate equals Texas Poker in dimension tag equals player tag equals fold run scoreboard players. Okay, so this needs to be stored as hand rank. Run scoreboard player set at s hand rank 0. Okay. Okay. So now we don't have to worry about that. Because if it's a 0, it's a 0. So we just don't have to worry about this anymore. Yep. Okay. If square. So we do that greater than. We do that stuff with greater than. Should we tag the player as that place? Just deal with ties later. Crap, what do you do? Alright, a list of 20 scoreboards. And I want to sort them. Okay. So the absolute worst possible sorting algorithm is going to take that many steps. Yeah, that's not going to be acceptable. 20 factorial. That would be the bogus sort. Okay, what we should do actually is just introduce the scoreboard for just like place. So that way if you're in first, so this will be literally first place if the scoreboard comes out to 1. Then scoreboard player set at S place 1. Or really at A, whatever this is. Okay. And then we do the /n for the next line. So this is how we're going to determine who is in first place. Let's run this and see what happens. And that shouldn't be too terribly awful. 50 kilobytes! Holy smokes. Yikes. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. I have a feeling this is the worst possible way to do this. Because of course now we gotta jump into second place. So then here, this is the point where we do print line. And so let's give us some space, and then we run the function tag at A. Okay, so we're going to do the equality at this point, which is greater than or equal to. So here we're going to target the person who just got put into first place. So tag equals player, scores equals place equals 1. And we run, add, avoid. Oh, we should do highest for first place. Okay. So we should do this. And then we run this again. For a second time, this time specifically looking for players whose scores equals, nope, place equals 1. This time we're specifically looking for the ties for first place. Right. And then we tag those players to avoid. Now, we do this again. For second place, we go through, but this time we're going to avoid. Okay, so here we're going to do output.print. This should hopefully help with some of the computational difficulty that's going to come up. Unless score. Right. So we do that. Oh, unless entity is tagged as avoid. And then we go through. There. Put a space there. At which point we then do the check. Not avoid. Okay. And then we set the place to 2, if that is the case. And this is going to be run for all of 2nd through 20th place. Oh, jeez. And place is going to be 2. Place is going to go up to 20. And then place. And really this is 2nd through 19th place. We do that. So anybody who's been placed already gets tagged to avoid. And actually let's do that. Okay. execute there. I may tag them as having that. Okay. And then whoever's left, whoever hasn't yet been tagged is going to be automatically 20th place. So then, okay, so then we do output.print line. And then we do execute as at a predicate equals Texas Poker in dimension tag equals player, tag equals anybody who hasn't been avoided yet. We set their player set at S place to 20. So anybody who hasn't yet been tagged to be avoided is set to be placed at 20th. Alright, so then we also have to account for ties for that particular position. Okay. So then we do this. And then Okay, so this is stupid. There should be a better way to resolve ties. So we don't actually need to compare every single player to every single other player, because by default, it's already going to be a tie. So what should happen instead is this. We do if the score so really we should execute as at A. Anybody who's been given a first place thing, then we run. Then we go straight to if score at S hand rank equals this person's hand rank. And then at the end, oh, this should be its own thing. Okay. This will be just its own set of commands. Okay. So this can just be sort of its own thing. Okay, that works. Yeah, that's a much smarter idea. So basically, we go to the person in first place and we say like, "Yo, give me what your rank of the hand is," and then if any other player has that same hand rank, then they also get tagged to be in first place. That's much better. That's much better. And now we can copy paste that. Replace this place with just place. And then if any other hand ranks match, avoid the players who are tagged to avoid. And then give them that particular place. Oh boy. Yeah, this is quite possibly the worst way to sort a list of 20 things. Oh. That text file is a megabyte. Like, straight up a megabyte. Huh. Yeah, that's and I'm sure it all works. But that is quite possibly the worst way to do this. Okay. You know what? We tried our hand at a potential solution, and it's garbage. So, let's change it up. This is the garbage solution. Okay. So let's actually do something different. Let's do sorting algorithms. Let's just Google that. Okay. Yep, we want to take an unsorted array into a sorted array. And sort in descending order. Bruh. Bruh. Are you for real? Fine, go away. Sorting algorithm. Okay. Let's see what this has to say. Okay. Let's do some sorting. Okay, quick sort sounds good. Whoop. Okay. Okay. In terms of the size of the list, good behavior is n log n. Parallel sort is log squared n. Bad behavior is n squared. Ideal is O(n), but this is not possible in the average case. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we're doing a serial thing because we can only execute one thing at a time. Okay. Stability. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't care about it being stable, I don't think. Okay, so I only want ON01 memory. So that means gnome sword. Okay, that looks kind of fun. Cocktail shaker. Huh. Bead sword. Okay. Interesting. It counts as a number of forms. I can't believe it can sort. You've only some. Okay. Okay then. Sure, why not? That's what it network.
Your attention, please.
Platonic sword. Bungo sword. For random shuffling. Expected best case is awful. What's Stooge sword? And slow sword. Multiplies. The multiply and surrender as opposed to divide and conquer. Okay, that's pretty funny. Alright, what's gnome sword? A stupid sword. Okay. Does not use nested loops. Well, that's good. Oh. And that might be a good way to do it. I have a list of 20 things, so only having 40 some things to do is, yeah, that looks reasonable. Okay. Yeah, it looks fairly reasonable. Okay. Insertions wouldn't have the same asymptotic runtime statistics. Okay, so how does this work? Use a zero-based array. So while your position is less than the length of the thing that you're trying to sort, if position 0, or if your position is greater than the previous position. Okay. Your position 0, then increment the position. And then if you, so here, your thing is less than the thing before it. So that means swap and then go back to the start. And then keep going, and then swap. So swap the 2 and the 5, and then go back to where you were left with, and then swap the 2 and the 3. Okay. I mean, that seems reasonable. Except I do have ties. So what kind of algorithm would work for ties? Does insertion sword do a good job with this? How does this look? So this is like the method people use when they're looking at like code hands. It's usually insertion sort. Okay. One item at a time by doing comparisons. Okay, I'm going to look at the quicksort. So it's efficient for really small data sets. Does 20 count as a small data set? So that does that. Then it looks at the one and moves it over. And that does that. Okay, what happens with the 7? Oh. Okay, so it's actually doing that.
I just want to go back.
Okay. What does quicksort look like? It's a dividing conc. Multiplied, so okay. Okay. It's a divide and conquer algorithm. You select the pivot element from the array, partition the other elements into 2 subarrays, according to whether they're less than or greater than the pivot. Insert items of any type for which there's a less than. Okay, well, I do have ties, so I guess what does this look like? Okay. So then you rearrange those. Okay. And now those are properly compared. So we use that as a pivot, but we can't. Oh, so it has to actually find the next biggest thing.
I just want to go back.
Okay. This might not work. Okay, so insertion sort or gnome sort or something like that could work. What other options are there? See, there's merge sort. Okay. General purpose, comparison based. Okay, so it does 2 comparisons at a time, I suppose. Yep. Okay, so it sorts those like that. And then there's that. Okay. and then you. Ooh, that's kind of nasty. How are you supposed to do that? Yeah, now you gotta. Well, that just kind of defeats the point, doesn't it? Yeah, that's the problem. I don't have access to lists. Like, not like actual lists as like a thing. So I mean, insertion sort seems to. But again, you gotta have access to a list. Be able to grab the thing and go, okay, where does this go? And then grab the next element and go, okay, where does this go? Which is kind of what I was trying to implement. Sort of. Maybe. Maybe it was an awful way to do it, but like, it worked. Yeah, also, what happens with ties? Okay, bubble sort might be worth looking at. Repeatedly steps through the input list element by element, comparing the current one with the one after it, swapping as needed. And that goes until you can't swap anymore. Oh. Yeah. Used primarily as an educational tool. Well, I mean, it's better than what I was doing. Just keep looping through over and over. And it's pretty simple. Might not be the most efficient way to do it, but certainly the easiest. You just keep looping through over and over and over. How many times would you have to loop through? Like, with a list of 20 elements, like, worst case scenario, you're only looping through 20 times, if that. Yeah, I mean, this is an element of 8 things. Looks like it's only really gonna have to loop through like 8 times in the absolute worst case scenario. I don't know. It doesn't seem that bad. See if we can implement that sort of thing. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna make a sorting algorithm. And let's see. So how are we gonna do this in Minecraft? That's the question, because here in Minecraft, we don't have access to lists as actual things. Like, we can't really index by a list. So, but something like a bubble sort is very doable. Because here's what we can do. We can do this. So first up, we can do for int place equals 1 through 20. Place plus plus. And what we can do is do an output.println. And this will be basically execute as at a, tag equals player, we're just going to assume that that particular player has that particular place. And actually, it's gonna be even better than that. If your hand rank is 1 or bigger. Haha. Okay. So what we're gonna do is let's see. We're gonna run scoreboard. Right, so we gotta make a subset first. We gotta make sure we're only sorting the hand ranks that are actually like relevant, which are the ones that of a players who didn't fold. So let's see. See how we can do this. Meanwhile, let's turn on some more music. Okay. Okay, so how can we do this? Basically, we can just randomly assign places to random players, and then use the bubble sort algorithm to fix things as we go. But we have to actually like put in that initial thing. How do we do that now? That's the real question. So let's see. The hand rank is 1 or more. I guess we can do, okay, so output the print line, we're going to do scoreboard objectives, add place dummy, and then here we're going to do scoreboard players set at s place 1. So we're going to do so we're going to do this check for every single player. Player looping from 1 to 20. Okay, so we got aim for this player, where the place doesn't already exist. Ah, crap. How do you do this? I mean, I guess I can do... I can just assign each player that particular place. Yeah, let's just do that. That sounds easier. It doesn't have to be an exact sequential order. Yeah. As long as they have a hand, just assign player to place. And then the algorithm we're going to use from here is bubble sort. So, what is this going to involve? So, we're basically just going to swap as we go. And so, we're just going to blindly loop through the list 20 times, swapping as we go. And that should be no issue whatsoever. Blindly go through the list 20 times. Having no clue what the actual values are, we can just do that, because that's what makes bubble sort so great. So, for int times to list, so we're going to blindly go through 20 times. Yeah, I'll even do output print line NN. We're going to put some nice spacing between here. And now, let's see. So, we're going to do a swap. I'm going to think about how to do that as I take another bathroom break. And actually, I just had a thought. We should just assign random players to random places. That way, we just do that as some random player who is actually a player in the game with the hand rank of 1 or more, so they didn't fold. Then we give them that place. We just do that. And now, so that's just gonna that's only gonna implement the, yeah, that's only gonna put in one. That way, we're only ever gonna have one place per person. So that's ideal. That's the best case scenario. Let me just make sure I'm still live. Make sure my audio is still on. Still on. Yep, we're still on. Okay, good. Okay, so now we do bubble sort, blindly going through the list 20 times. So each time that we go through, we're going to execute the following. So we check the place, so basically compare 1 versus 2, and if the hand rank on 2 is bigger, swap the tags. So the actual swapping part is going to be a little tricky, but I'm sure we can figure it out. So we're going to do predicate equals Texas Poker in dimension tag scores equals where place is 1 oh really okay, so in place going from 1 to 19, because also we're going to blindly assume that the list is infinitely long, 20 parts long. Okay, so then whoever is tagged as having that particular place, then we run the command if score at s hand rank is less than or equal to, now strictly less than. So if you're, so we want to sort in descending order. So first place is going to be the person who has the highest hand rank. So if that's what we want, let's say place 2 has a higher hand rank. Then we want to replace place 2 with place 1. Yeah, if place 2 has a higher hand rank, then so that means if player 1 has a place 1 has a smaller hand rank. Yes. Then the player who is in the next place up so we only have to check the current place and the next one up. So if that is the case, then we run the command scoreboard players set so whoever has so we're going to temporarily use the place of 21 as the set at a place. We're going to temporarily set it to 100. And then, yep. So whoever is higher, whoever has the higher hand rank, we're now going to set their place to, do we? Okay, so the hand rank is fixed, the place is not. Okay, so how should we do this? So we're in the situation where we have place 1 and we have place 2. So place 1 has a hand rank of 10, whereas place 2 has a rank of 20. So looking at these two, what I want to do is take the actual scoreboard place 2 and put it here. So, and then take the actual scoreboard here and put it there. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna actually want to do is create new functions to do this. So this is gonna be Z bubble sort. So here we're gonna do a, oops, not there. So what we actually want to do is run the function Texas Poker Z betting cycle slash Z bubble sort slash swap place and place plus 1. Okay. And place plus 1. Okay. And then we do that going through each and every place, and then we loop through that 20 times. Now as for that function, the way we're going to do that is that's going to be where we do the actual scoreboard swap. Okay. So I think we can do the same kind of thing that we did with like the armor stand shadow players. So here we're only gonna be swapping going forward and only one place. So int place equals 1, place is less than or equal to 19, place plus plus. It's gonna be that. Okay, it's going to be swap that and that. Okay. There. Okay, so what this is going to do is, so here's what we're going to do with this. We got to actually do the swapping. So the only real way to do a swap is to kind of introduce a third thing and then like store one temporarily there, swap over, and then swap back down like that. That's actually the Futurama theorem that talks all about that. So what we're gonna do is we do output.println. We're gonna execute in Card Games Texas Poker, run summon. We're gonna summon a shadow player. So we're gonna summon an armor stand to do that. Yep. I'm gonna summon an armor stand, which is gonna be tagged shadow. Let's bring MC Stacker over here. So we have a shadow, and it's gonna have, this thing's gonna have no gravity. It's gonna be invulnerable. In fact, it's just gonna be a marker. And actually, why don't I just summon an actual marker entity? Let's just do that. Let's just summon an actual marker entity. That's what this is meant to do, right? 02550. And then we're going to tag it shadow. we're gonna give it scoreboards. Where's the scoreboards?
Welcome back. Sunday here.
Okay, so we can't actually give it scoreboards. Fine.
I haven't seen wands like this in a while. Staffs that wreck face. Wizard.
So weird.
Literally zombies that are wizards. It's insane.
Okay, so we're going to summon a marker entity. Look at me using marker entities. So now we're going to do scoreboard players set at E. Predicate equals Texas Poker in dimension. Type tag equals shadow. Type equals marker, really. Tag equals shadow. We're gonna set you to having the scoreboard place. We're gonna do place. Okay. So then whoever the player was, so we now have that first place stored temporarily. Actually, what am I doing? We're not literally moving over the... Why are we doing that? I guess we do. I guess we have to. Okay. Fine. So then scores equals whoever has place equal to place plus 1 is now going to be set to just place. Why did we summon the armor? Why did we do that then? Oh, how do you actually do this? Okay, do we have anything here? Okay, so we have one player that we can latch onto as a target. Okay, so let's do that. That's the person who has the initial. So it's the next step over that needs to swap over. Oh, that's actually super easy then. Let's just do that. So we're gonna do scoreboard players set at A. So we're gonna target this player who has the place plus 1 tag. Yeah. We're gonna set you to the original, and then we target whoever was actually the original, and we just bump it up. Yeah, there we go. The executor had place. Okay. Cool. Cool. That's Bubble Sword. That was easy. Bubble Sword. We just did a Bubble Sword here. We just blindly go through the list 20 times. So in total, that means we're blindly gonna go through this list 380 times. That's not too bad. Could be worse. Could be much worse. Okay. Let's do that. Here. Yeah, I mean, 83 kilobytes is still a lot, but it is an improvement. Oh, okay. We gotta make sure we don't re-tag the same person. So this would be unless I want to tag people who haven't yet been assigned a place. Okay, so we can just give everybody a place of 0. So we do an output print line. We do scoreboard players set at A. And we do that. Set place to 0. Okay. So by default, everyone's gonna have a place of 0, and then we assign random players to random places. Cool. Okay, that's better. Okay. So when we do the rank hands, we're gonna assign everybody a place of 0, and then randomly assign someone a place of 1, randomly place 2, yada yada, all the way through 20. So now, we check whoever has place 1 and place 2. So if place 1 has a lower thing, then we swap 1 and 2. And then we check 2 and 3, and swap 2 and 3. And then swap 3 and 4, 3 all the way up to 20. And then we basically just run through the whole thing again, over and over, 380 times. I mean, it's not great, but it gets the job done. I hope. That's my hope, is that it gets the job done. I'm not entirely sure, actually. I don't see why it wouldn't. Okay, let's implement this thing. Okay. Okay. So that's gonna rank the hands. Cool. Cool. So this pretty much guarantees that whoever's in first place is gonna be the person who has the best hand. So let's see. So we judge the remaining poker hands. We store them as a hand rank. Oh, and then here we don't... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, we got the bare bones there. We can now rank poker hands. Rank a list. That's pretty cool. Okay, so now we gotta figure out how to split the pot. Alright, so we gotta actually judge the hands. We gotta distribute the cards, reveal the cards in stages, and add cards as a thing. Okay, while we're at it, let's see if we can figure out how to split the pot. So, I just realized it's not gonna do ties well, is it? Well, it's just not gonna switch if it. It is a strict ranking, isn't it? Well, crap. Okay, here's what we can do. At the very end of this whole kit and caboodle, we can do this. Basically, handle ties. Okay. And the way we're going to handle ties is that basically we're going to go through each place. Place 1 through 20. And now that everything is sorted out, we can now do this. I'll put that for fine. Okay. So as the player in the particular place, that's fine. If it equals the place above you, then what we do is we run scoreboard players remove at A. So basically, if you tie with the place above you, then anybody who has a place that or bigger gets one removed from it. So basically, if you have a tie for first place, you're gonna have something like a place 1, place 2, place 3, or something like that. So what's gonna happen is if this card rank ends up actually being the same, so let's say we had this, the worst possible. I don't think that kind of hand rank is even possible, but whatever. So these ended up actually being the same. So what's going to happen is everything beyond this point is going to drop their place down by 1. So in fact, there's going to be 2 first place people. So it's going to look like this. That's what just happened here. And that's a very simple thing to implement. So then, yeah, I can just do that. Haha. And it really doesn't add much. Makes it 88 kilobytes. But that's just because we're adding a lot of code. And honestly, we don't even need the 20 to 21. So let's just remove that. Okay, so if for whatever reason there's a tie for 19th place, then yeah, it all drops. Okay. Oh. We should probably do another bubble sword kind of thing. Because, like... Oh, crap. Because what if you have a three-way tie for first place? That's a real pickle. Oh, crap. Huh. Okay. Well, this sucks. We're about to balloon our code even more after doing such a wonderful job doing a bubble sword. The ties, of course, mess everything up. Because of course they do. So basically we gotta go through each place a lot of times. Int do it again. Do it once. And then do it up to 19 minus the place. Yep. So like if there's a 19-way tie for first place, then let's see, would that work? So what this is gonna do is it's gonna go through. It should be 20 minus place. Yeah, that way it does it at least once. Okay. That should be feasible. So 130 kilobytes, not great, but doable. Acceptable. Okay, so right, this is after we do the bubble sword. Okay. So if the place 1 matches with place 2, then remove, and then check place 1 and place 2 again, also drop down. Yeah, so we can do that up to 19 times. Let's just make sure that actually happens 19 times. So it checks place 1 and 2. This starts on line 473. So line 473, and it stops on line 491. That I believe is 19 times. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, that's exactly what it should be doing. Yep. And it's just gonna tessellate like that all the way down. Cool. Okay, so how many commands were we executing? So this bubble sword is blindly going through the list 20 times, and it's doing a swap 19 times, also blindly. So that's 380 commands just to do the bubble sword. And then to do this nonsense that we just did, we basically went through 210 more times. Yikes. I mean, that's not many commands. It's just a lot. Plus 380. Okay, we just gotta make sure we don't, like... Yeah, we went through 590 times. But of course, the 380 has 2 commands associated with it. Okay, so about 1,000 commands. That's not too bad. Could be worse. Could definitely be worse. I'm okay with this, as long as it actually does the job. Okay, so yeah, we just did a bubble sort with ties. Isn't that fun? Alright, so now we gotta split the pot. Celtic Rumors. I don't know. I like this one. Yeah, so unexpectedly we got into doing sorting algorithms. The Texas bubble sort. That's what I should call this stream. But the VOD once it comes out. The Texas bubble sort. Okay. Let's see. So we can rank the hands now. So now it's time to actually split the pot. Oh boy, this is the exciting part. Alright, so we're gonna always be keeping track of how much the pot is worth at the particular moment. So here's split the pot versus don't. So if we don't split the pot, so don't split the pot, I'm gonna do execute in card games Texas Poker. If the block at what coordinate? Wow, we're back in Minecraft. Go figure, it's a Minecraft live stream and we hardly did any actual Minecrafting. Okay, so if the piston is here, split, so this is can win the entire pot. We're at -19, 57, -20. Okay. If that block is a redstone block, then we run well, whoever has the highest, whoever wins that competition wins the entire pot. So I guess tag at A, predicate equals Texas Poker in dimension, scores equals place equals 1. We should also remove the place. Okay. So when we do that, we should also, let's go over to objectives, remove place. So anybody who's tagged as having first place is tagged as a winner. Now if you do split the pot for going all in, then you get this going on. Okay, so we got -20 to -20. Now we run a different function. Okay. So scoreboard, objectives add, num of winners, dummy. We're going to do another population check and see how many people actually won. Okay, so where is that? Not that.
When I'm falling down, it's easy to let go. 'Cause every time I reach, you're standing below. Lift me with helium.
Okay. I don't remember where I put that code, so instead I'm gonna steal again from the calculate number of players. And we're gonna do that. So this is num of winners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we still gotta watch out for the 16 character limit on names. So tag equals winner, add temp, and then remove the temp. Okay. So now we do scoreboard players operation ttemp tpot divide equal ttemp num of winners. Basically split the pot amongst the winners, and then yep, and then from there we do scoreboard players up. So operation right, so then we do execute as at a. Honestly, we should just be doing, we shouldn't bother with tagging the winners. Yeah, we shouldn't bother with that. We don't need that. We can instead just do, oh boy, group chat going off again. Let's mute that before they go completely bananas. Okay. We need to replace tag with tag equals winner with this. So this is the, and actually this, don't split the pot. That'll be minus 19. Okay. All this code is going to go in a different file. So the number of winners is however many people got first place. And then we split the pot. And then for everybody who got first place, we do this. Operation at s t money plus equals t temp t pot. There we go. Don't split for all in, split for ties. Okay. Cool. Let's actually put that here. So z scoring. Yeah, z score. It's a statistics joke. Okay. Don't split pot. Well, really, it's don't split all in. Okay. So we run function Texas poker z scoring slash don't split all in. Okay. So now, when we do this, don't split all in. So once we do that, we do scoreboard objectives remove num of winners. There we go. Divide. There we go. Yeah, that should be self-explanatory. Cool. Okay. If things don't divide evenly, I'm not sure what it's gonna do. I'm sure it'll probably just throw away whatever remainder is, whatever the remainder is. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So now if we do split the pot, then we're running a different function. Split all in. And this is where things are gonna get complicated. Although I think I've simplified it enough where it probably won't. So here's where we actually have to care about splitting the pot. Oops. We can move that. This is T split pot that we're worried about. Okay, so the most that anybody can win is T split pot times T number of players, maximum. Then whatever remains gets distributed according to the hand rank of people who haven't folded. Okay, so I think we can basically do the... So essentially we're going to be doing more or less the same thing as the don't split. But the only difference is we're not going to be directly messing with the teapot. Instead, what we're going to do... Okay, so this will be first winners. Close the door. Shut it out, plug it in, that's not in my fire. Funds for your woes and love. Sweet little digital castles in the sky. And we float on. And then says bye-bye. 'Cause virtual is where we live. 'Cause virtual is where we live. 'Cause virtual is where we live. Virtual is where we live. Okay. Right, now to do this. So, well, when we have when we have the actual pot split by all in, because you also have to split amongst the people who got equal rank, right? Yeah, for like tied hands. Okay. 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 So, first place winnings. Let's see. So, the first place winnings available. What to do? Basically, I gotta have them. Okay, so let me do this. Go with players operation. T-temp, first winning. We can set that equal to at S. Okay. So we can do execute as at A who got first place. Right. Run. T-temp first winning. Okay, so this should be themselves. Okay. So who cares at their first place? Winning. Set it at S to set it equal at S T split pot. That's their particular split pot that they just won. And then we take that winning and we multiply by T temp T number of players. And then so then what happens with ties if you split the pot like that? How do you actually do this? I'm legitimately confused on how to actually do this. Okay, so the first place people can only win T split pot times T number of players. So we do this. Run scoreboard players operation at S T money plus equals at S winning. And then here we do at S T temp T pot minus the winning. See, the problem with that is that the pot could potentially go negative. So then, what happens in that case? So I guess if two people go all in, it's gonna scoop out that much first, right off the top. How do you do this? Seriously, how do you do this? I is confused. confused. Pot could go negative. Okay, so this is actual confusion. I have no clue how I'm gonna do that. See, the problem is the pot could go negative, and that would be bad. Okay, so that's gonna stay glowing there. Make the beds functional? Yep, pretty much. Okay. Well, that's all that's left to do. Add cards, distribute cards, reveal the cards in stages, judge the hands, and then split the pot for all in. Okay, I'm gonna put that up there. Okay. Well, we got a lot of this board cleared. Wowza. Okay, so the main things that are left are kind of the bigger projects. Nice. I am pleased. I'm very pleased about this. Okay. Cool. Well, I think that's gonna do it for today. That's enough for tonight. I said I'd stream until I drop or until I finish this project, and I think I'm about to drop. So, yeah. Let's do the usual thing where we end on a bang. We're not gonna time it with pig step this time, but that's fine. Let's turn on some nice music. Okay. Let's do this. I like this song. I don't know why. I just like it. Okay. Here we go. Okay, and that's gonna do it for today, or tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I know this was a lot of programming, and I mean, we did some like actually legit programming. Like, holy smokes, we did. Yeah, we did an actual sorting algorithm. Believe it or not, that's insane. That's the most insane thing I think I've ever done for like a Minecraft coding project, or any coding project really. I mean, anytime I had to sort an array or sort a list, I just do like arrays.sort or something like that. Like that, the most efficient algorithm. Just do arrays.sort. Except that doesn't work in Minecraft because there's no such thing as a list. So, hey, bubble sort works for those. Well, hope y'all enjoyed, and yeah, I think it's time to end the stream. Here we go. And let's get some momentum. And we do one of those. Alright. See y'all.